Cast episode 9.
Hey, what's good, everybody? Yeah, episode 10. It's coming up soon. Expect a guest.
Definitely. We're gonna get some kind of guest on, even if I have to go down to the street and hold up a sign. We will have someone, and that's a promise.
Yeah, definitely. But think Slimecast may have to go on a slight hiatus though.
Yeah, I'll just I don't know if you want to talk about what you've been up to real quick, and then I'll go into the hiatus if you want.
Sure. I mean, nothing's really changed. I'm still mad I can't play original Xbox, but besides that, I've just been playing some GameCube and a lot of Animal Crossing. That game is addicting.
On the Switch or the GameCube?
Switch.
Nice. Well, to explain the hiatus and kind of what I've been up to is I don't know how long the hiatus will last. I'll need to judge it. Because starting September 1st, I'm going to have, it won't be every day, but I'm going to have at least 20 videos come out during September. So I need to get into the September month a little bit just to know how taxing it's going to be before we get back to Slimecast. Because they do take a little bit of time to edit. So I would say a week or two into September, I'll really know. There'll probably be more in September, but going on hiatus will also give me time to get the clips up and everything and look on those 20 videos. So that's basically it. We'll judge it by a year, kind of.
Any, could you throw out any specific names of the videos? Drop us a few hints.
Yeah, definitely. So, like, with this, I wanted to go with a mix. Like, there's some easy vlogs. Like, I'm going to make one just talking about all the books I own based on, like, video game stuff, because I own quite a bit. So that'll be, like, an easy-to-make vlog. But then, like, a highly edited video, I'm going to make one on the Dreamcast and why it's cool. And I don't want to give any spoilers for that video, but I will say, in the coolness of it, you might see a Dreamcast smoking a cigarette on a skateboard with the Jet Set Radio Future soundtrack. I just want to throw that out there. And then in the middle, kind of, I'm launching a new series I would like to have at least 3 episodes of, called like Collector Gripes or something. Would it be kind of like maybe 2 3-minute videos where it's just like a funny edited, like exaggerated, like gripe. So it'll be like the gripe of having to switch consoles, and maybe I'll trip over the wire and all this shenanigans will happen, or like the annoyance of keeping dust off your video game collection. It's like little gripes, but exaggerated and added comedy. And it's gonna be a good mix of videos. Just again, some easier to make, all the way up to like highly edited stuff. And I am hoping to get another episode of my Xbox original show out.
Yeah, that's basically like your prime time kind of video.
Yeah, it's just like as I explained in my update video, I don't expect it to top the fight in sneakers, but it's definitely time for another one of those videos. It's just the reason they don't come out is they're a pain in the ass to make, if I'm being honest. But I'm hoping to get another one out. That's basically it, and there's a lot. I made like a whole list that's like a lot more than 20 video ideas, so we kind of plan it by a year. I also do want to cover kind of what it was like to work at Value Village, like funny customer stories of bad customers, and what it was like to work as a game collector. So it's a good mix of videos I'm rattling around the old noggin. That's basically it.
Yeah. When it comes to series, I'm actually thinking about bringing back an old series I used to do.
Which one?
It was a series of videos I did about game consoles during like the 70s and the early 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking about bringing that back. I just can't think of a good name for it.
But what's the name of it now?
Well, it used to be called Launch Titles, but I'm thinking about changing it because that seems like a generic title. and I already have a few ideas. It's either going to be gaming Back to the Future, or I don't know, forgotten consoles of an earlier era. Like I honestly can't think of a good name for this series.
Let's give it a few days and just keep thinking about it every so often. And usually, what happens is suddenly a name will just hit you.
Yeah,
Honestly, a good option for like creativity is use the shower. It's the only time of the day you're truly disconnected from like technology, so you can kind of just think, and that's usually a good way to like come up with ideas.
true. And another big video I have on my mind, like this is an old video I wanted to do, but I absolutely failed at because I didn't have, the right technology. But with this iPad, I could most definitely do it. It's called like the influences of Grand Theft Auto Vice City. So I could go in depth on how Vice City was heavily based on Scarface. We could go over the cars of the '80s, the clothing, the style, just everything that made Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
That sounds like a good idea. Definitely, that game has a lot of people love that game.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess I could finally do it now.
Yeah, I say go for it. Definitely. I mean, if we're not doing Slimecast as much during September, definitely you can, take advantage of it too to really just get some videos out.
Yeah,
And I'm kind of excited, as much as I hate Somewhat Ending, as made famous in my video. I am a bit excited for October too. I got some thinking about doing something for October. Definitely gonna review some horror games and maybe make like a cool scaly intro. Cause like I actually, when I was messing around with making beats, I took like I I took like this children's song I found on YouTube where it's like "Good night, Mr. Moon" and like "Good morning, Mr. Sun," but I distorted the voice and I put creepy music, so it's super creepy sounding. So maybe I was thinking about like maybe making like a Halloween like creepy intro thing and doing like a series.
nice. Yeah,
It's real creepy. I feel like it needs to be used for something. I'll just go in my backyard where I can make it look like I'm in the woods, and then I definitely want to like review the Friday the 13th game and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, unless you have anything else to say, we'll get into topics.
Yeah, surprisingly enough, I don't really have too many written down this time.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I kind of fucked up on my end. Like I forgot to get down some topics.
I have topics written down, but they're not really. Most of them aren't going to be gaming related, but that's fine.
Well, go ahead. You could shoot one off, I guess.
Uh, okay. I'm gonna have to pull up my list. All right. I have one that I'm gonna also use it to rant a bit. But terrible like jobs. Have you worked any terrible jobs before?
No. Most of the jobs I've worked at have been fairly good to me.
Nice. No like bad managers or bad days.
No. I mean, when it comes to bad days, just like it would have to be something really big to piss me off. Like like a car breaking down or something like that, or if I didn't get my coffee right.
Yeah.
It would take a lot to get me mad.
Well, I've had bad jobs before, and I am currently stuck in one. And man, I am like a North Korean. Like I was gonna say prisoner, but I guess you are a prisoner if you're all North Korean. So it's like a military dictatorship at my night crew job. It's the job itself is fine, it's whatever. But man, the one manager is she makes the job just so bad. And I can rant about her because there's no way she'll ever hear this. But it's like okay, so just to fill you in, this manager was responsible for over 10 people quitting the night crew job, and she's one strike away. Like, apparently, the other managers are looking for a reason to fire her. So, her history isn't good. She's like too harsh, and she's like a total bitch. That's the only word to describe her. And, man, it's just one of those things where you go into the job to ask, like, what aisle you got to start on and she fills you with so much dread where it's one of those jobs where you hate walking in because of the level of dread. And then I swear she's bipolar because she'll be like, man, you're doing so good. And then 10 minutes later, she'll call you over to yell at you about one mistake out of the 800 items you've worked on that were perfect. And it's like nonstop yelling. She sent people like running. Like she torments this one kid so much that like one time he wanted to run home. And like there's all this bullshit. And it's just, man, I hope she gets fired soon because man, I I want to switch to daytime or I want to like switch to a different job, but good luck finding one in this climate. So it's just like the amount of dread and it's gonna happen tonight too. Saturday nights are the worst night at my job, so it's just like the amount of dread and like mental torment and like I feel like it's taken like years off my life.
Man, I could really relate to you on that because I've had to deal with people like that.
Yeah.
That must suck, man.
Oh, dude, it sucks so much. Is again like the level of dread and like stress this job causes. But it's like I can't quit because then it's like I wouldn't be able to look at my family in the eyes and be like, I quit. Well, how are we gonna pay bills? I don't know. So it's just like again, I feel like a military dictatorship I'm walking in. And again, like so many of the other people in the crew agree. But it's like at the same time, it's like if all the managers know, it's their fault too for keeping somebody like that on.
Yeah, man, that's fucking tough.
Yeah, so it's just like that's why we had to record the podcast today too, because Saturday nights are especially bad. So by the time I get home, I will be dead.
Shit, dude.
And also, like she yells at you about not getting aisles done in time, even when you're perfectly on time. Like the expected time to get a certain aisle, like there's this one aisle that the expected time to finish, like facing it is when you bring all the product full to make it look nice. The expected time to finish that aisle is an hour. I was done at 58 minutes, and she yelled way too long. Like at that point it just kills any momentum and morale you have. Even if you're like motivated, you're getting aisles done fast. You get yelled at for some bullshit, and it just kills all your morale and momentum.
All right, I know I'm gonna sound like a hippie when I say this, but try as hard as you can not to let people get you down. Cause it's weird to say this. Like they know when they're getting to you. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like just try your. I probably shouldn't go into this, but I used to work at a place. This asshole would always get me would always get me down. You know, hey,
Yeah.
you're a couple seconds late. I'm fine. I'm still so on time. You know, again at one, it's a minute and 58 seconds. I'm 58 seconds late. You're just like, hey, you're late. Like, just don't let people like that get you down. They could sense your emotions. They could sense it's real. Like they're like vultures. You know.
Yeah.
They could sense the pride and joy. You come in, you're feeling good, you're feeling happy, and then they'll just be like, "What the fuck are you smiling about?" And they'll just get you the fuck down, man. So just
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like it's particularly annoying because like the other managers are fine. It's like the job itself is fine. So it's like particularly annoying because it's like just this one person makes it so much worse. Like if they were gone, the job would be fine. But it's just like honestly, it's at the point where it's like if I had to work 2 extra hours a day unpaid, but it meant this person left, I think I'd take it. It'd be worth it.
yeah,
I'm still like I'm thinking about going to daytime, but it's tricky too because like we got a new like store manager who might be like more buddy buddy with the bad manager, so who knows? But I don't know. I also like you were describing like the 58 seconds late. I hate the rigidness of retail policy. Where it's like if somebody's a minute late, even if you were 5 minutes late, if you show up and you get everything done, it doesn't matter. But like they have these like rigid policies that'll just like half of them don't even help. They slow you down and make the job less like productive. It's like these dumb retail like rigid policies that'll out just rigid and stupid.
Yeah, man, I feel you.
So I will keep the audience updated slowly, but if this person gets fought, you'll know it because you'll see the amount of confetti and balloons I launch off in celebration from your house, wherever you're sitting, viewer. It's like fucking Peter Griffin pulling the string and all the balloons come out of his ceiling and a clown. It's just like, finally, it's happened.
Yeah, man. All right, I guess I kind of got a topic, but
Yeah.
it's not really much. It's just like having kind of like a burnout, you thinking, okay, today I'm in the mood for PS1, then you just like stick to Animal Crossing all day. It's kind of a small one, but it's not really a topic.
Yeah, like get like burnout on a certain type of game.
Yeah, like I'm getting bored of Animal Crossing, but I cannot stop playing it.
Yeah, I've had that. It's like certain games on the computer I'll play where it's like it's not even fun, but and it's like burned out because I do it so much, but it's there and it's like it's fun enough, but at the same time you get like sick of it. But then there's nothing else you want to do.
Right, like in Animal Crossing right now, I'm thinking, I could work on my island, I could get a 5-star island, but right now I'm just addicted to like getting my villagers clothes and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's just I think that's natural too. But maybe like maybe taking even like a short break, like maybe like a day break might be enough to like rejuvenate it.
Yeah, it's just like right now I have I have two houses open. I have two houses open on my island. It's just like I log in every day. There's somebody in my campsite. Oh, who's it gonna be? Just some samey villager. It's weird. Like I got the top villager already. I already have Raymond. So I'm just missing Marshall. Like right now, I'm just looking for that like right villager. Make sure my island's good. Make sure it has 5 stars. Do a bunch of decorating, plant some trees, plant some flowers, and yeah,
Yeah.
I'm burnt out on Animal Crossing, but I cannot stop playing it. So I think I might just give it like a break.
Yeah, like even a day break. Like maybe play like a completely different genre, like maybe like an online shooter or something, just to like break it up a lot and then go back refreshed.
Yeah,
Like maybe that's the way to do it. Like play something that's totally different. And maybe that's like what it takes to really like break up the routine of it.
yeah, definitely.
Because I've definitely had that with like you get that with games in all genres. That's like that classic thing with game collecting where it's like you might have a bunch of games sitting there, but the only one that you want to play might be one that you don't own that's new. And it's like you don't want to play those other games, so they're not gonna work for you.
Right, like right now, I'm in the mood for PS1, but I cannot stop with fucking Animal Crossing. Like, well, again, I probably shouldn't go into it, but yeah,
Yeah. It's kind of like it's like, well, what you're into, that's gonna be what's like pulling you. It's kind of like when you were a kid, and it's like if you want a McDonald's, it doesn't matter if your parents can make cheeseburgers at home or whatever food they have in the fridge. It doesn't matter. If you're in the mood for McDonald's, that's what you're in the mood for. And it's nothing else is gonna do.
yeah,
Yeah, definitely. I think burnout's natural though. It happens to everyone. I've definitely had it happen.
yeah. And I guess this is always going to be a recurring topic till I go to the store and decide to buy another one. But I've tried everything to fix this original Xbox controller, and nothing's fucking working.
You're just
Like
gonna have to get a new one, I think.
the next the next best thing is just screwing it open. In that's the thing. I don't even think it's gonna fix it because I think it's at like thing in the front. Like you know what I'm talking about, where it's just like this thing. It's a bunch of like rubber stuff that sticks out in the front that leads to the wire. Like,
Yeah.
like I think that's what's fucking up the controller. But I think even opening it, that's not really gonna do much. Like I already know what the problem is. I just have to get a fucking new one.
Yeah, again, I just get a new one at this point. Like, they're cheap enough where it's like, I get the wanting to fix it yourself, and I've definitely had that, but not with the time or frustration, probably. It probably just buy a new one. It might, again, like, money wise, like, even if you could fix it versus, like, how much of your time and, like, mental energy is it worth it?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, when I decide to get a new one, I'm probably just gonna like snip off the wire and use it as like a display controller. Because I mean, that's really the only thing that's useful now.
Yeah, that's a good idea, actually. Like, maybe you could, like, hang it up on the wall or something. Oh, you could do too, because it's already broken. It doesn't matter. It can't get any more broken. Is maybe you could like take Instagram photos of it that are real cool. Like, I mean, I doubt there's one around you, but or maybe like the Xbox original, like inside like the controller inside a swimming pool, like under a waterfall. Not there's a waterfall around you, but you get my point. Like, because it's already broken, you could probably get some cool, unique Instagram shots that might help like get a lot of follows.
Yeah, you know
Like,
what?
that's what I would do.
Yeah, that like I think I'm just gonna do a photo shoot with this. But I'm just gonna take it outside it, and I don't know why this is a good idea. Just take a bunch of photos with it, then go outside and just smash this thing on the fucking ground because of all the freaking frustration.
Yeah, or you get film breaking it. I might get views. So, some people are gonna be angry about it.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand it, but it's
You know
broke.
what you should do? Here's what you do: save it until 4th of July, and then duct tape it to a big ass like firework, and film it launch up into the sky and blow up.
Yeah, yeah, that
That would be
honestly,
cool.
yeah, it would. Actually, though, what I'm thinking is like okay, I could get like a middle back to it and
Yeah,
do a small Instagram video, some like hip hop, of some hip hop in the background, and just beating the ever loving shit out of this controller.
it could be a good idea too. Definitely like utilize it for something.
Yeah,
Like Def C has like he has a broken Xbox original, two of them, and we'll actually three of them, and we're actually planning on blowing one up for a video. Like I think it's like the James Bond video or something. Like we're thinking about blowing one up, like putting a shit ton of fireworks in it or something.
that's actually sounds like a good idea. Or check this out though. What
Yeah,
if, what if right? You both man, this honestly sounds really fucked up, but what if you like both throw in an Xbox original and they just both like clash, and they both like break down or whatever?
that might be a good idea. There's definitely like ways to. It's better than throwing it away or recycling it. It's definitely like, make something cool, like content wise.
Oh, and I don't mean to get into your business or anything like that, but in one of your videos, I know there's like an abandoned car or whatever. You could probably like throw an original Xbox at it, and I can do some damage.
Yep, there's actually full abandoned vehicles on my property because I live in the
Yeah,
ghetto.
yeah. I don't mean to go into your business, but
And that's all good.
that's always an idea.
Yeah, that is a good idea, actually. Well, actually, well, what Def C and me, like, what we were thinking about doing, which I thought would have been a funny vlog, but we just didn't have enough time to do it, was like, I think it'd be like some skit where one of us, like, walks in and the other was, like, playing with the controller, getting angry at a game, and then basically takes the Xbox original outside. And I wanted like he had like a gazebo, but it was gone, so it's just like this concrete octagon, just like out in his lawn. And I just wanted to like go out to see Xbox original, just go like ape shit on it and like destroy it, but we just didn't have enough time.
Actually, another good idea. You know
Yeah,
those those old Boogie 2988 parodies where he would always rage quit and destroy the system?
yeah, Francis.
Yeah, you guys should do that.
Yeah, something like that, definitely. Just
Or
it's got to be destroyed.
Yeah, like that video you guys did before. You could just walk into his room. He's playing a video game. He starts rage quitting. You're like, whoa, whoa, whoa! What are you doing? What are you doing? And then he's just like, I'm taking it to the fucking parking lot. And he just like throws it. He throws it down like a balcony or something like that. Gets a bat, destroys this shit, lets it on fire. Like, there's a lot of ideas.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah, we definitely got to destroy one of them when we get together. Although, don't know when the Def C collab thing is coming because I don't, due to recent events, I'm a bit hesitant on hanging out with anyone until the
Yeah,
whole
that.
like pandemic dies down.
Yeah,
Because basically, what happened was I have a friend who his roommate tested positive for the disease, and then he was messaging everyone in the group chat being like, you guys gotta quarantine and get tested, which that test looks terrible. It's like jammed up your nose, and it's just like he got tested and he came back negative, so he doesn't have it. But after that, it's like I can't risk hanging out with him, especially. And that wasn't Def C, I was a different friend who had that happen. But it's just like because part of it was like he messaged me and he's like, you can't go to your job. You're gonna have to like wait till you get tested, and I can't afford weeks without pay. So it's like, luckily he didn't have it, so I don't have to worry about having it. But I just can't risk hanging out with someone and then they test positive the next day, and then I'm fucked work wise. So that event kind of made me hesitant to hang out with him. In fact, I should probably message him one of these days to make sure he doesn't show up to my house.
yeah.
And again, that wasn't Def C, that was someone else, but it's just kind of a blanket policy.
Yeah, I mean, I probably shouldn't be talking about this on the podcast, but I mean, in my opinion, COVID-19 is kind of like a man-made. It's kind of like a man-made disease. I don't mean to, put on a tinfoil hat, but there's some things out there that might show you, a few things. I'm just saying, but that's really all I'm going to talk about for right now.
Yeah. I think maybe it was like not man-made per se, but maybe it was like in a lab being worked on for a vaccine and then it got out or something. But who knows? But we got a risky topic.
Yeah.
So definitely slide away from that one. But
Yep.
yeah, that's why Def C video probably won't happen for a while though. Because again, I just can't risk that. Because like, I was so pissed off when that happened just because it was like, I get weeks without working, and that my mom works at the same place I do, so that would mean she was fucked too, and that would just fuck up everything. It's like I just can't risk that. I can't have people coming to my house, and I can't go to their house.
Yeah. I
But
get.
who knows?
I guess on a much lighter topic, I remember that conversation I had with the one I remember that conversation I had with the virtual wizard, I guess, about PSPs, and I'm thinking about turning my old, PSPs into like a mini project, I guess. Like I have a Hannah Montana PSP and a PSP Go. I'm thinking about turning them into a project.
What's the project?
Well, I'm thinking about trading in this Hannah Montana one into either all white one or all black one, and
Or
then
how valuable is the Hannah Montana one?
that I haven't looked up, but
Well, definitely look that up just in case it's like hundreds of bucks or something.
I mean, I found
Or,
it in my sister's bedroom, so it can't be worth much.
or if it has a Hannah Montana, like it's probably like a special edition or something.
True,
Yeah,
but
I'm gonna look it up right now for you, but keep talking.
okay. Yeah, I'm thinking about just putting it back together, getting it a new battery, and then start collecting PSP games like Tony Hawk's Underground 2 Remix, Midnight Club Trip to LA, and Midnight Club 3. Probably get some SOCOM in there, and a couple other PSP games like Def Jam Vendetta and a few others. I can't really think of it right now.
All right, just a heads up that PSP,
Yep.
there's like the buy it nows. I see a $200 one. I see the buy it now is a 200, and there's an auction at 125 with 7 bids already.
Oh, shit. Looks
So
like,
I'd be hesitant about painting it.
yeah, it looks like this is worth a decent chunk of change. Well, I mean, I'm honestly debating on selling it, but I don't know, man. Like, it's a piece of my childhood that I don't
Yeah.
like, but you know.
You know what you could do for a project?
Mm.
Because it's Hannah Montana, maybe you could like destroy it with like a wrecking ball, like a mini one or something.
Well, I mean, I don't really want to sell it. I just want to use it like as a regular PSP. But the
Yeah.
PSP Go, that one I might want to sell, and I might just make this a video. But I don't have nostalgia for the PSP Go, man. Like, I know I mentioned it on the podcast with the Virtual Wizard. It's just like I remember hucking this thing to school with me. You know, all the other kids had the regular PSPs, and granted, I was cool for it at the time. I'm like, wow, you got the PSP Go. That's nice. I heard that was kind of rare. I'm like, yeah, you know, like I honestly don't love the PSP Go, man. I
Uh,
I wiped I wiped
oh,
it.
it might be worth getting rid of it then.
Well, I mean,
You use that money maybe to like get like a different PSP like to add to the collection or something. Like I don't know how much money the PSP Go is, but might be worth it.
yeah, I mean, next time I go over to the game store, I'm probably gonna bring it with me, see how much it's worth. But again, you know, I don't really love it, but it's a piece of my childhood that I don't really like, but I feel like it has some sentimental value, I guess.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
again, it depends how much it's worth too. If it's only worth like $50, you might just want to keep it because at that point,
yeah, well, I guess fuck it, we're just gonna do this live. I'm gonna go on eBay, see how much the PSP goes worth. I guess you could go on
yeah.
there. I guess.
Well, it's no rush either to sell it. I mean, obviously, eventually in 50 years old games will be worthless probably, but I mean, there's no rush. You can always sell it in 2 to 3 years, and it'll probably be similar value. Now, I'm gonna
Alright.
fill the. All right, did you find it?
Yeah, so the PSP Go, I'm see in the box. It's worth $200. Yeah, it's worth about $100.
Huh, that's not too bad. And the game store's it's gonna give you less than that to make a
Yeah,
profit.
yeah, but I mean, I guess with the game store, I could buy like a Super Nintendo or something like that. Cause, well, again, shout out
Buy a new
to
Xbox original controller.
True. I guess shout out to my local game store region. Shout out to them, but even though they're probably gonna give me like 60, $70, I could probably get like a Dreamcast for that.
Yeah, I
I
think that's a good idea actually.
Yeah, I could either get a console and a few games, or I could just buy a shitload of GameCube, original Xbox, PS2, N64, stuff like that. I could just buy a shitload of games. So
Not a bad idea. I think. Yeah, maybe selling it might be a good option. I mean, like there's nostalgia there, but how much nostalgia?
exactly, like, granted, this system has got me through some tough times as a kid, man. Like I remember going over to school feeling like sad and down, and then just flipping over the PSP, hearing that tune,
Oh
you know,
yeah,
playing some Midnight Club 3, customizing my cars, all that. Like I remember, and it doesn't matter now, but I beat Midnight Club 3 in the middle of the class. And I was like, yeah, yeah. And the teacher's like, what's going on? I'm like, oh, nothing. That you, you know, I just had to hide the PSP in my book bag for a second, but
feel like I'm just super excited about the lecture you're teaching. Yeah, economics. Woo, my jam.
and then I remember this one time I was playing the PSP during lunch or whatever, and I
Yeah.
was playing GT Liberty City Stories, and there's an NPC who was like, "Hey, get the fuck out of here!" And I remember I forgot to turn the PSP off as I was walking back to class, and I was in science, and my teacher was in the middle of something, and my PSP on full blast was just like, "Hey, get the fuck out of here!"
Oh no.
And
Oh.
then she was just like, "What the fuck is that?" Oh, nothing.
Yeah, you should have like looked behind you and be like, "Did anyone hear that? Is there a ghost here?" Like, I'm just as confused. Where did that voice come from?
Oh man, yeah. Though this PSP got me through a lot.
That's what. Yeah. Again, it's just gonna come down to like how much. And again, no rush to sell it. You can always sell it in a year or two down the road too.
Yeah,
And remember, as difficult as it is, like to get past this obstacle, remember, like, at the end of the day, an inanimate object, it's not gonna feel sad that you got rid of it.
true. But then, well, it doesn't really matter now. But I just think back to my GameCube.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah, if I told you like how I've defended inanimate objects in the Great Bathroom Scale story, man. But there's a story for another time. Because it's slightly cringe.
no, please tell it unless it's like
All
really.
right, you're gonna find this very weird, and it is weird.
All right, go ahead.
All right, we were throwing away a bathroom scale. This bathroom scale no longer worked. It had to be thrown away. However, but it had been with the family for a long time, so I was gonna bury it in my backyard without my parents knowing. Just that way it would always be with us. But I decided not to. Instead, I photographed it at every angle. That was the mental way to throw it away. And then that phone got lost, so I lost the photos anyway, and it doesn't matter.
That's not cringe, man.
I was gonna bury a bathroom scale in my backyard.
I mean, maybe we both sound insane right now, but it just it it, it doesn't really it's not really cringy to me. I can understand that. That
Yeah.
that bathroom scale has been with you for for many generations. I mean, hell, you know, I guess, well, RIP to a family member, but my mom, she recently found a pair of scissors from her aunt, and
Yeah.
she's been gone for like 10 years, but she cleaned them up and she's saving them.
Nice. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like it's hard. Like sometimes you obviously don't want too much, but like that pair of scissors, it's cool to keep it because it's not gonna take up that much room anyway. So it's like, why not keep it?
Exactly. Like my mom, she remembers using those scissors and all that. We kept their quilt or whatever.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, throwing stuff away is definitely like I've gotten better at it. Like now it's like even with like paperwork where it's like maybe I'll need this pay stub from a previous job years ago. It's like maybe something will come up, a legal case, or maybe I'll need it for taxes, but then it's like no, I'm just gonna throw it away and pretend I never had it in the first place. Like I just gotta get rid of our stuff slowly.
Yeah, I remember this one time I was moving from like state to state, and I found an old box like full of my old reports and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff like that. It's honestly pretty useless, but I'm pretty sure some school teacher out there would want it or something like that.
Exactly. Like that's the kind of stuff I would also not be able to throw away. Because it's like, well, I'll just keep it. It doesn't take up much room, and I might need it one day. And I can't get this thing back if I wanted to in the future.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like when it comes to like old school, like I remember this one time, and again, this is really really cringe. Well, cringe in my opinion, but I remember in fifth grade they would always give us these slips every Friday about how we did during the week. So like if you were a bad kid, you got the red marker. Oh,
Yeah.
they did this, this, and this. And I remember I showed it to my dad one night, thinking I did good because I saw red lettering, and I thought, "Oh, that I did a good job this week." I showed it to my dad, and he's just like, "What the fuck did you do?" Like I just got a really low grade, and then I remember finding it years later, and I didn't want to throw it up, but I did.
Yeah. Well, it's always those things too. It's like, if this all burned down in a house fire, I would not care, but I can't be the one who sends it to the incinerator.
Yeah,
This is like, even in my storage room, it's just like, there's so much like just junk I've accumulated, but like I might need one day.
yeah. I mean, one thing that I am doing now is just like all the important files and stuff. Like always just throw in like old, always throw in like old, permission papers, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Thinking I might need it.
Yeah, it's difficult to get over like that mental wall and just like throw it away.
Yeah,
It's easier to like stuff it in the closet forever. So it's like, it feels nice when you can get rid of it.
yeah, definitely.
Which I think Value Village might be like, oh, Goodwill is a good option too. It's like, if you don't want to throw it away, but you want it gone, you can kind of have like the mental security of like giving it to Goodwill. And like, I mean, to be honest, I worked there. There'll probably 99% chance it'll be thrown away anyway, but like you won't know for sure, and that'll help you.
Yeah, true. I mean, I just think about it like this. Like what if, God forbid, one day we have to get rid of our game collections? We would want to give it to a good home, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
I guess onto a much lighter topic. Shit. I don't know. I can't really think of any because I don't have any written down. Do you have any?
Yeah, I got topics written down again. I'm pulling up the list. They're not really gaming related, but I feel like they can relate to anyone. Let's see, which one do we want to do? Uh, all right, this might be a good one. We kind of covered this a bit in like awkward high school stories, but I feel like this is so broad that it can apply to any point. Like, what was the most awkward or weird encounter you've had with another human?
Oh man, I've had many awkward encounters.
Oh, throw some out.
Oh man, I can't really think of any good ones, but
Anyone will do. It doesn't have to be amazing. We can come back to this in the future.
okay. All right. So this was again years ago, but I remember I was working for like an old boss or whatever, and
Yeah.
he had us take notes, and that's already done on my old iPad, and of course, it was my iPad, so I didn't think he was gonna care. But he said he said in this one thing, excuse me, he said in this one thing, always do this, and this, and I always do this, and this, and you're a fucking asshole. Because again, it's my iPad. I didn't think he was gonna look, and I fucked up on a job once. He said, "Let me see that iPad."
Oh no. I would have lied instead of got like the file got corrupted.
Yeah, man. I gave him the iPad, and he was just like, "Oh, come talk to me in my office."
Uh-oh.
And then he's just like, "Listen, I know we don't really get along so much, but this is really inappropriate, all right?" And of course, he was being a douchebag, so it's just like, "I know we're buddy buddy, and I'll let this one go. But the next time you do something like this, you're fired."
Oh shit.
Yeah, man.
That's a bad moment. I would have been like, if he is an asshole, it could have been like when he called you into the office, be like, am I getting the good employee trophy? Do you want to award me for my honesty? Yeah, that's when I was like, that's one of those moments too where you're fucked.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I've taken a bad road and there's no turning around. It's one way. Like, brace for rough landing.
Yep.
I'll name an awkward one. Again, I feel like for us, it's like, it's a lot of like Nothing like super epic, but like a lot of like one-off moments that are with like. There's this one weird kid in middle school who like this kid had a lot of issues. And this is like a mini one because it's not long at all. But I was like, I feel like I've told this before actually. I feel like I might have said this on a podcast before on the Slimecast. Yeah, I was like standing in like that game where you like everyone hits the ball back and forth in the square. And then like this kid came out of line across the gym and blew on the back of my neck and ran back to line laughing. That was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I actually have another awkward one, but there's there's this kid that I grew up with, and he was always a cool guy, you know. But when we went to like middle school or whatever, he was he was kind of weird. So like you know that like transfer age when you go into a kid into like a teenager, I guess.
Yeah, the tween, like the in between.
Yeah, like he was still kind of a kid at like 13, 14.
Yeah,
And I was dating this girl at the time, and my friend, he asked her out, and then she said, "No, I'm dating this guy." And then she's just like, "Oh, what?" And he starts crying or whatever.
shit,
And
that's
yeah,
cringe.
yeah. But I still talk to him today, and yeah, he's not doing good. Like I honestly don't mean to keep on bringing it to a set point, but it's just where the story goes, I guess. But yeah, he kept on making moves towards her, and he used to be my best friend, so I just kind of left him alone. But yeah, it's weird,
That's
you know.
not good. That's not. That sucks for him, but I think we've all known those people too went doing those particular paths.
Yeah, he went down the path, man. I mean, he's doing good. He has a job. He's doing all right, but I don't think he's doing all right. Upstairs.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
I have one more cringy story.
All right.
The other one I won't tell, but it's not terrible, but it's also I guess terrible. I don't the contents of said story. I'm hesitant if it would be told, but well, should be, but one of them isn't too cringy because the reaction wasn't bad, but it had the potential to be bad. So I was like in the study skills class, so it's kind of like you go there to do homework, and it was but half the time it was just me playing computer games with my friend. But it was this one kid who, admittedly, he wasn't the brightest in the book, so I feel kind of bad for like holding back any of his education, even if it was for half a class. But we used to do this troll where like, do you know the troll face? You
Yeah, of
know,
course.
all right, there's this funny troll, and kids don't get any ideas at your school, but feel free to use this idea. But all right, so a computer mouse has like that red light underneath that it needs to be touching the bottom of the like mouse pad to be able to work. Well, what you do is you take a computer mouse and you print out a sheet of troll faces, and then you tape them, you cut them off of the paper, and you tape them over the bottom of the mouse so it covers that red light. So somebody is at the computer moving the mouse back and forth trying to figure out why it's not working, and then they turn it over and they see the troll face, and it's just like a funny gag. Well, we did it to this kid, and it was one of those things where it suddenly went on too long to back out, and the longer it went on, the worse it got, and the worse situation it got. Basically, his computer mouse wasn't working because he had put a troll face under it, thinking he would flip it over within 10 seconds and it would be a laugh and everyone would move on. He he shut his computer off and on 3 times, and the teacher was trying to help him figure out how to get the computer working, and it was just like fuck. This has become a big old deal, and we're fucked now. Because when they know it's us doing the troll face thing, they're gonna be angry. And we didn't get in trouble, but they weren't happy about it either because it wasted half a class time. But it was just like, we can't back out now. We're fucked, and it's just gonna get worse and worse. That's basically
Well,
it.
well, I mean, at that point, I just would have left and
There
just
was no leaving. I was in the class.
oh,
I was sitting next to him. It was like a class where it's like 5 or 6 people too on the computers.
yeah,
And I was like one of those things where it's like, oh shit, this has quickly gone on too long to back out, but not backing out will make it keep going.
yeah,
And when the teachers know it was us, we're gonna be right. There's a lot of cringy things I did that like I just tried. They haunt me in the night, but I try to hope. I just hope that everyone who knows them either doesn't remember or dies. So these memories, these cringy events, can all never be remembered.
yeah. All right,
Why I won't say them on a podcast, or they'll be remembered forever.
I actually have a study hall story myself, and this, oh boy, this was another weird kid. His name was Kevin, right?
Yeah.
Nobody, nobody really liked him. He was a weird kid. I, you know, I feel like these
I'm listening.
these details aren't important, but I feel like if the wrong person listens to this, they'll know. But it's that like weird nerdy kid with the glasses and the retainer and all that.
Yeah.
So again, nobody really liked him, but I had study hall for like 3 periods, and he knew. And man, this brings back a lot of good memories, but he knew how to get into YouTube with the school computers. And I was just like, "Hey Kevin, could you get me into YouTube?" Oh yeah. I probably shouldn't do a voice because
Did he do that thing where you like put like the 10 in the URL or something? It's like some trick where you move something around, right?
yeah. So he got me into YouTube or whatever, and then somebody found out he was using and then somebody found out he was using YouTube on his computer. So he went to mine. And he was just like, "Hey, can I watch a video?" I'm like,
Oh shit.
"Yeah." I'm like, "Sure." And he was, oh boy, I don't know, what it was, but
Yeah.
it was prawn.
But that's one of the situations too where suddenly you're like involved in it when you didn't want to be.
Yeah, and then somebody went to our computer and yeah, well, okay, here's how it went down. You're just like, what the fuck oh shit, sorry. They were like, what the fuck are you watching? This is a school computer, blah blah blah. And then I'm like, well, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. And then Kevin was just like, oh, he did it, he did it, he did it. Like, no, I didn't. You went to
Don't know.
and luckily the school had cameras. So yeah, they found out who it was and he was expelled.
I mean that's a sad ending for him, but at least your honor was defended.
Yeah, and
You know what sucked about that though is I guarantee like there's at least a few kids who watched that go down who never knew that you're innocent, so they still think it.
well that's the thing. Kevin was always kind of fucked up. You know,
Yeah.
like again, I want to keep a lot of details out, but it's always that like weird kid that ate bugs and ate grass or whatever. He would always do like weird shit. We kind of
Yeah.
we kind of
That
all
kid.
had that kid growing up.
Oh yeah, definitely. You wonder where they're at now.
Well,
You probably know.
no, I actually don't, but I would imagine Kevin's probably in jail.
Yeah, the way you said well, I instantly thought, oh no, he's in prison, isn't he? That's when I instantly thought you were gonna tell me that he went to prison. Oh yeah, that kid, he committed double homicide. Good old Kevin, the butcher of Fifth Avenue or something.
Yeah, and
I
then
have. Oh, good.
oh no, you
All
go.
right, you good.
Oh, I was just gonna say like there's this other kid. This kid. He wasn't really slow. He just didn't really speak English well, but
Yeah.
We had this smooth ass like French student. He was like an exchange student, right? And he was just like, oh wow, oh.
Wee.
And I swear, man, that this kid, he was a little bit slow, but this kid was fucking smooth. Like he had all the fucking chicks. Like you know that chick that might help out a so kid. Yeah, he had that, but they low key want to like do them. Like
Yeah.
it was a slow kid with class, I guess.
And
But
with that French accent, he just moved over all the ladies.
yeah, like he was just always oh wow woo woo woo.
The American French stereotype. Wee. I am going to paint with my striped T-shirt.
And okay, I grew up in another state at the time, but hip hop was big at the time. Everybody, it was kind of like that city vibe. And then oh man, I really shouldn't be telling the story on the podcast, but he learned the N word.
Oh no. Well, it's okay. You can say you're allowed to. I'm not. Nobody's gonna cancel you.
Well, I mean, fuck it, whatever. He was just like, hello there, my nigga, my nigga. And everybody's just like, Sammy, you shouldn't say that. And oh man, and he was just like, oh wow, dude, Mia, whatever.
Yeah.
And we were just all like, no.
You don't understand the meaning of what you'll say.
And my best friend at the time, she was just like, you really shouldn't be saying that word. He was just like, what? He was just like, why? I like it. And then she just taught him the meaning. She taught him the meaning of it. He was just like, oh.
I won't go back to saying woo. What is up, my woo? I am French.
But yeah. And again, this kid, he was kind of slow, but he was cool. He was an alright guy. And
you know if he's still around now, or did he go back to France?
he went back to France. He went back to France, but I guarantee you, he's fucking 10 girls at wherever he's staying at. Like this guy was fucking smooth.
We need to go find him. That'll be our first trip, finding him in France. We'll know when we see the mansion with all the ladies outside. We'll know it's him.
Well, that's the thing. Like the movie Home Alone?
Yeah.
He was basically that kid, but albino in a bowl cut.
Huh. Well, if he's albino, then that will really narrow down our search.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty funny though. I mean, that's one of those funny things though. It's just like the misunderstanding because he's French. Like he just hears it in the American music.
Yeah. Then that's always kind of funny. I should probably text my best friend that story because she'll probably find it funny. But
yeah, it's one of those funny, like almost sitcom moments.
Yeah.
I have one story to share. Wait. Alright, I doubt the person's listening. It's pretty unlikely, but if you are listening and you know who you are, it's all good. They're all cool. But I have no issue with you. Alright, this is one of the stories. It's weird and short, but it's similar to yours almost, where you're suddenly involved in a situation and it makes it look like you're part of it when you're not. You're suddenly involved. Oh, man, this is one of those weird ass stories. So I'm almost hesitant due to the subject matter in it. But all right. So I was sitting at the table with a friend of mine, right, and another kid, and the discussion of anime came up. I'm talking about like the classic anime, kinda, your Ghost in the Shell, your classic '90s anime. And man, Do you want to know what the kid said?
What?
Remember, we were talking about normal anime, like normal 90s anime. And this kid said the name of the anime he was watching. And he said it loud enough that if other people could hear, then it suddenly makes us involved in a conversation we were not part of. All right. Get ready to cringe at home. This kid out loud, loud enough for other tables to hear, said, I'm watching an anime called Ah, it was called like My Big Sexy Sisters or something. I know, and he said it loud too. Even my friend was like, "Guys, shut up." He's like, suddenly anybody who hears that thinks like we're a bunch of weirdos when we're not talking about whatever the fuck that kid was watching. I was just like, Jesus.
Yeah,
That's
man.
like, you've involved me in a situation I was never in, but now I look terrible. Don't bring me down with you, man. Yeah, that was just one of those like face palm, like Jesus.
All right, I have another story. It's a sweet story, but it's a fucked up story.
Yeah,
Do
I'm ready.
do you want to hear it?
Yes.
I guess. Well,
It's not a case of if I want to hear it. It's do you want to tell it?
I do, but fuck it. We're already an hour and 6 minutes into this, so fuck it. Okay.
Remember, this will probably at some point be its own clip.
Okay. So again, this is fucked up and it's sweet, but there's this girl.
Yeah.
She had diabetes and she was in a wheelchair and she was slow.
So I pushed her into traffic.
No, God, no. That is fucked up.
I'm sorry.
But okay, I know I sound like a fucking narcissist when I say this, but I'm a nice person and
Yeah.
always try to help out this girl whenever I could, helping her out the class, getting stuff out of her locker, Besides the regular aides, I was always there right next to her, and I was helping her get books from the library, and then she was just like, hey, I was about to say my real name for a second, but
Yeah.
she was just like, hey, Nostalgia, could you sit next to me for a quick second? I gotta do something important. I'm like, yeah, what's up?
Uh-oh.
You gotta go to the bathroom? She's just like, no, I'm fine. We've been friends for months now, right? I'm like, yeah. We've always been cool. And then you probably know where this is going, but
I'm worried.
She's just like, I've always liked you. Oh fuck!
I can bleep out that name.
God,
I will bleep out your name.
Okay. She's just like, I've always liked you, Nostalgia. And I'm like, oh no. And then she's just like, yeah, do you want to date sometime? And...
Oh.
Exactly.
What is what? I don't know. Your response should be in that situation.
Yeah, like I didn't know where to go.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck do you do?
And there's a lot of fucked up parts, but I unfortunately said, you're a sweet girl. You are. I'm just not really there in the mood for dating at this point.
That's the safest route, I think. That's probably the safest way to get out of that.
Yeah, like I'm a 12-year-old boy and you're 14. That's yeah. And then again, this is fucked up, but it was kind of an awkward ending. I asked, "Are you okay? Are you fine?" She started crying.
Oh.
And me being the little kid that I was, I left her in the library.
just did you just look at her, turn a wheelchair around to the wall, and walk away?
No. Okay. Here's what I did. I made her face the bookshelf, right?
What?
I made her face the book.
Oh no!
I made her face the bookshelf, and she's just crying her eyes out, and I'm just walking away. I'm just walking away, pretending like I'm not hearing anything, and I just go back to class.
That's like the moment we want to like do a Tom and Jerry move. We just pull a handsaw out, cut a hole in the ground, and jump through. Just leave a flag that says "yikes" or something.
But this is really fucked up. But oh man,
Oh no! Don't tell me she like committed suicide the next day.
no, no.
This is really fucked up. I thought that's what you were prepping me for.
No, she actually died from diabetes a few days after that.
Shit.
Yeah, it's
Wow. Okay, I don't know where to go from there, but
well,
I'll share a story of me being an asshole because it's connected to yours.
well. Actually, there's a few more parts of the story, but
All right, keep going. The story's pretty. It's fucked up and funny and entertaining. It's got all the elements of a story.
okay. So again, she recently died. I went to my class or whatever. They set us all down. They did an announcement saying that she died from diabetes and her funeral is going to take place in a few days. And I'm so pissed. This sounds bad out of context, but I'm so pissed about this. I'm so pissed about this to this day. All right, I had a friend at the time, and this guy's
Yeah.
you can believe yourself, but this guy's a fucking faggot. I mean, this guy's a faggot and a fucking douchebag. You know what he did?
To be fair, while that word is touchy, I believe I've used the word faggot on my channel before, so I think it's fine.
Okay, so they said that she died from diabetes and her funeral was going to be in a few days.
Yeah.
Guess what this faggot did?
But hang on, I'm sorry, I missed like, what is this guy's relation to you? Is he a student or what?
He was my friend at the time.
Oh, okay, so I missed that part.
So he fucking smirked and he did this cheeky little laugh, like he did this like snarky laugh.
Yeah.
And everybody was pissed. Like, what the fuck are you smirking for?
Yeah.
And get man, I still like this guy to this day, but he didn't feel like any remorse. Like, oh yeah, that girl, she was fucking slow. She was a loser, and I nearly want to fucking punch his shit. But
Yeah. What an asshole.
man, and what's fucked up is he didn't learn his lesson. Like this, I'm probably gonna say this story after your story, but he's always a douchebag. He's still a douchebag. He's breaking hearts. He's taking names. This guy's a fucking loser. Is what I'm saying.
It's the kind of guy who would also like yell at a homeless person and not give him money.
Man, I still want to punch him to this day.
Yeah, that's such what a prick.
But yeah. And then after that, the funeral came and everything was back to normal. And I mean, I still kind of like feel bad today, that I didn't leave her, on a good note. But
Well, I think you handled it you tried to back out of it the nicest way possible. Like you were put in that situation.
yeah. Either way, I still want to punch him to the like. If I ever go back to my hometown and I see this guy, it is on fucking sight. Like no hellos, how you been? Just a straight to the teeth, and then that's it.
Well, you don't want to get caught though.
Well, actually, you should probably.
I have a Richard Nixon mask you can borrow.
All right, you should probably bleep that part out, but.
All right.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea that you want to have like a one-on-one nice conversation with him just to explain the issue.
Like,
No. No,
Then
we're
have a
bleeping
conversation.
that out. You want to have a conversation?
I would like to remove his 2 front teeth, and I'd like to have a conversation with
I would like to perform a dental operation
him.
without a license on the sidewalk, without any tools. I have this picture. I give you the mask, and we're like, "Oh my God, Rachel Nixon is pulling teeth on Broadway." A weird news story. Man in Rachel Nixon mask on a rampage. I'll be watching at home. I'll be like, "Oh my God, that's nostalgia. Get him, man."
Oh shit.
So stupid.
Performing dental surgery for
Yeah. It's the greatest description of it.
Oh. Okay.
All right, I gotta
All
share mine real quick.
Yeah, all right. You share your story, then I'm gonna say the story about this fucking douchebag.
All right. I actually just tell the rest. Well, I'll just throw mine in real quick, just because it's connected to yours, kinda of being put in the same exact situation, basically.
All right, go ahead.
So, again, I feel bad. Like, this is highly unlikely would ever get back to the person. So but I still like. If I would hope they would never hear it. But because unlike you, the person in my story is still alive. At least of a few weeks ago. But all right, there was these two people. I'm just gonna say, fuck it. There's no sugarcoating around it. Okay, there was this girl who, to me, in middle school, was unattractive. I'm sorry, she was. She was unattractive for various reasons. She was. But I'm just gonna say, I'm sorry if you get offended in the comment section. She was ginger, slightly overweight, and had a leg deformity. So it's not
No,
too.
she's just your type.
No, definitely not. And the other one was she was super fat. At the end of the day, folks, I'm not a hypocrite. I know I'm fat too. I'm not in the dating game. I would, as the old saying goes, I would never want to be with a woman stupid enough to be with me. So don't call me a hypocrite in the comments. So one of them was super fat. The other one was like not good looking. And the not good looking ginger one, she asked me point blank, would you rather date me or insult the name of the fat one? She asked me, who would you rather date? You want to hear my asshole response? Because it was like,
Yes,
she's like, you want to date me or her? Option A or option B? And I was so much of a prick. I'm like, I laughed. I'm like, is there an option C or neither? She she just looked at me with like the dead like eye, like this angle, which it was a prickish thing to say, but I guess I didn't have a filter. It's such a prick. She's still mad at me to this day. Like
Damn.
she started messaging me like like 2 months ago, and every so often she messages me again. And she said she still holds a grudge for that kind of, but she keeps trying to play weird mind games with me. Like there's just the weird mind games, so it's like I don't know what's going on with that. She's still angry, and she might stab me in like this one day at my house. And she will definitely if she hears this story.
Well, I mean, does she live in the state? Does she live in the same state as you?
Yeah.
Does she know your YouTube channel? YouTube
No,
channel?
he doesn't. I'm very hesitant about sharing the YouTube channel with people in real life.
All right, good.
But it could. There's people in real life who know her, who know about the channel, but they don't hang out.
No.
But it's possible, but it's super unlikely that she would find a channel, find this episode, and then watch the clip goes fucking like 10 million views or something.
All right, onto this son of a bitch. That man, I don't want to I want to perform dental surgery with this guy.
Without a license.
so I used to be friends with this fucking loser. And as a kid, we would always just hang out at recess, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
we used to be cool best friends. We would actually bring Hot Wheels and shit to school and play with the Hot Wheels at lunch, right? And it's weird, he started slowly becoming the fucking loser that he is today. But
Yeah.
he was a nice guy at first. We would always hang out, make jokes, whatever. And it's just like this, you get to that awkward age, 6th grade, 7th grade. This dude's fucking everybody. Like, I'll just be honest, he was fucking everybody there. But he would always be a douchebag about, like, yeah, I'm fucking her, I'm fucking her, I'm fucking her. Like, he's always been a douche. But it's just been like that since forever. And I don't know what the fuck happened to him between 4th grade and 6th grade, but yeah, and he's still like this. He's still like this to this day, and I'm surprised he doesn't have any STDs.
Yeah. He might. It might just never have gotten tested, which is also scary.
Right, and he's just a loser. But I guess I want to keep on telling the stories, but I feel like we got to change the subject.
Well, we'll put a pin on that. Although I will say that topic surprisingly came out super funny and entertaining.
Yeah.
Also, I would say the most risky to our career, but also funny and entertaining. So must stay.
Oh yeah, I want to say you shouldn't upload this, but we've already deleted it twice, so fuck it.
I think it's safe. I'll block out your real name, but I think it's fine.
Yeah, I mean,
yesterday's was not fine, but this one is.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna get some dislikes. It's gonna get some hate, but whatever.
Those people would have got pissed off eventually by something, anything. Anyway.
Yeah, I guess.
You got any more topics? Or?
There's really none I could think of besides, I don't know, just keeping my game collection clean. Like recently, I always try to dust my game. I always try to dust my game consoles every day, and yeah, the game collection is looking good.
Nice. You're gonna like my episode about my collector gripes when I covered dust. That's the first episode I'm gonna make.
Cool.
So, expect a very exaggerated, angry reaction to game collection dust.
Yeah. Shit, you got any topics? Cause I'm all out.
I got a few. We won't cover them all, but again, this episode's nice. It's like I got a lot of like non-gaming topics too. I think with nice mix.
Yeah, I feel like.
Yeah, I'll go ahead.
I just feel like we got like a bunch of normal topics. Like we don't always have to cover retro gaming. I mean, sure that's our main thing, but we could have some we could have some one-off episodes like this where we just talk about stories and shit.
Yeah, definitely. I think also like the gaming ones can mostly be saved like with guests, and these ones like everyone can relate to like the funny high school stories or something.
Yeah.
I have one. It's having friends over. I don't know. So anything like, because I could take this negative too, like anything that has anything that annoys you slightly about having people over, any interesting or funny memories of people over, anything related to having friends at your house.
Well, I have a story, but it is not gaming related.
Wow. How unrelated?
It involves condoms.
You can tell it if you want. It's up to you. I would be interested, but it's up to you if you're willing to tell it. Well, sounds interesting. I'm intrigued.
I mean, fuck it. This episode's going on. Well, I mean, it's not going off the deep end. It's just it's not one of our best episodes, and I know some people are gonna get pissed, but
It's fine.
Whatever.
It's the most risky, but it's also pretty funny and entertaining. Just chill.
Yeah. So I met this girl during college, and we started we started banging it out all the time. I would always go to her place, and then
Yeah.
she was just like, I want to go to your place for once. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, honey, that's not how this works. You don't come to my house.
And then I'm like, well, I still live with my family and shit. And yeah, I don't mind that. And
Yeah.
so I call up my dad. He's just like, and I call him up. I'm just like, hey, you got to get mom and sister out of here for the weekend. He's just like, okay, I got you.
Yeah, that's the move. Definitely be like, listen, you guys need to leave for the weekend.
Yeah, and then I told him, hey, you need to go somewhere. And then that Friday night, I make sure I clean up the house and all that. And she shows up the next day. We're doing fine. We're playing some GameCube, all that, and we get to banging, and we start going at it for a couple hours. Like we started at 1, then we go to like 7 in the afternoon, 7 at night. You
Fuck
know,
yeah.
and then yeah, my family comes home early.
Oh, those bastards. They should have known.
Yeah, like I hear the doorbell ring, and I'm my clothes have disappeared, and yeah, I told her to just throw on the bra or something and open up the door, and yeah, it's kind of awkward, but she was a good guest. She was a good host. Well, she was a
That's
good
good.
guest. We just chilled, played some Mario Kart, I guess,
Nice.
and yeah.
Now I get, yeah, that's been my policy. If I ever had brought a woman over, it's like I wouldn't because of family. It's like it just seems weird and awkward to have family over. Even if it was just to hang out, it's like I don't even have friends, new friends over. I don't want to introduce them and like just keep all that disconnected. Like I'll go to your house. Don't come to mine.
Yeah.
Oh, we will meet at a place. But uh well, mine is not similar to yours. Mine is in yours you won. Mine is gonna be. I'm gonna start out with some minor nitpicks. I'm going negative, folks. And this is one of those ones too where it's actually there's a 50-50 chance the person I'm talking about will hear it, but that'll be for me to deal with. If you're hearing this, this is just a. If you're hearing this, this is a story to tell. There's no harm done. It's a minor annoyance that I've told you about before. If you're listening, uh, yeah, I'm realizing how fucking like non-important this issue's gonna. All right, you know what annoys me about having people spend the night is like your house is out of order. Like it's naturally things are like moved around slightly. Like it's not gonna be in the same state. Like you have to recover. This son of a bitch. This son of a bitch. Man, everyone sit down for this fucking crime. This guy, right? He like made waffles or something. He took the syrup from the cupboard. The syrup was in the cupboard. The syrup lives in the cupboard. The syrup was in said cupboard when he removed it. And he put the syrup back, not in the cupboard where he clearly got it from. He put it in the fridge. Why?
Well, to be fair, that's actually kind of normal.
No, wait, not for us. It was in the cupboard. He removed it from the cupboard. If I was at his house and I had removed it from the fridge, I would put it back where I found it.
I mean, it's not that bad. But
Again, it's a minor annoyance, but it's also the fact that it's such a minor thing is also funny to me because like this is just like it's also annoying slightly. It's like come on, you couldn't just put it back.
yeah,
I know it's like the biggest nitpick of all time, and it's like it does not matter, but
well, I actually have another one. I was kind of an asshole, but you know, we were all assholes as kids. So my cousins, they want to spend the night at my house.
Yeah.
And whenever my cousins stayed at my house, my room was always a mess. There was cups everywhere, plates was in my room. Plate a whole plate of food was under my blanket.
Ah.
Yes.
That's one of those like that's one of those minor things, but it's also annoying and just like it's just like come on, really?
Yeah, like, well, okay.
I
Again,
wouldn't do this to you. Why are you doing this to me?
right. Now, again, I was kind of an asshole, but I had a few cousins over there, and my little cousin, he was into tech decks, and I was also into tech decks, right? I
Yeah.
showed him I showed him my collection, and he showed me his collection. We were all having fun. I'm like, wow, that's a great tech deck. Where'd you get that at? I got it for Christmas. I'm like, oh, okay.
Tech decks are those little skateboards, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, I was a fucking douchebag for this. How much you want to bet my cousin's still mad at me for this to this day? Like, I should have asked him. I should have asked him when I last saw him, but I guess I didn't. Either way, I when everybody was asleep, I I and again this is fucked up, but I went into his book bag and I stole one of his tech decks.
Oh no.
And I put it in a really good hiding spot where nobody's ever gonna find it.
It's still there.
Yes.
Do you look at it, like pull it out from like the crawl space, look at it and be like, mine, and put it back. No one will find you here.
So he was packing his bag, getting ready to leave, and where's my tech deck? Where's my tech deck? And he's literally crying.
Jeez.
He's bawling out tears.
Well, you can't tell him now you're committed.
Exactly.
You're like, I'll help you look for it. Oh, I can't find it. Did you check under the couch?
Like he's crying, getting ready to leave, and I'm just sitting in the living room playing 360, and I'm just looking at him like, oh, I don't know where it is.
Yeah, that's a pretty like you're clearly the bad guy, but also it's like it's just a kid's thing.
Yeah, he went home and he was fucking distraught. Like,
This didn't happen last week, right?
no, this happened.
I know.
This happened like when I was like 10 years old, 9 years old.
Yeah, I know.
And the next time I went to his house, he was still really sad. Like where's my tech deck? Did I leave it at your house? No, God, no.
Oh no.
And he was still sad about it. And I should still, fuck it. I'm gonna DM my cousin on Instagram and see.
Does he know?
He's still mad.
Or did you never tell him about it?
No, I'm probably gonna tell him the next time I see him.
You never told him yet?
No, I haven't told him.
You're committed for like 15 years now. You can't go back. You're too.
No, I'm gonna tell him like.
You're like, oh, I found your tech deck. It was in the backyard. Maybe you must have lost it out there.
Like here's what I'm thinking I might do. I just might talk to him, DM him, and the kid, he's I don't know, he's like 16, 17 years old now, so then I might just say, hey, I stole your tech deck. Here's $10 or something like that.
He probably will be like, oh, I forgot about that.
No, knowing him, he's probably gonna throw some punches like this.
Oh, I wouldn't tell him. I would go bury the tech deck in the backyard and just forget it ever happened.
No, I'm gonna tell him because that's like the right thing to do.
Yeah, but you're committed. It's like once you robbed the bank and you got away with it, are you really gonna bring the money back?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, he's probably over right now. He's gonna be pissed, but he's over it. So I'm probably just gonna tell him, give him some cash, and he'll be set.
You want me to call him on your behalf and be like, I'm a representative of nostalgia. I'm here to inform you of the whereabouts of your tech deck. My client feels great remorse, but he's afraid of you attacking him.
No, I'm not afraid of him. Like me and him could still go at it, but yeah, I'm not gonna fight my little cousin because
over a tech deck. Imagine the police report like they got a fight over a tech deck. They went missing.
And then Then I have this. I have another. Well, do you have a story?
Uh, I just have more gripes about slight annoyances.
All right.
I'll
All
share one real quick.
right. Go ahead.
This is the most egregious thing. The one who took the syrup bottle and didn't put it back in the cupboard. That monster. This is the most egregious action he's ever done. It's like a bunch of minor actions that don't matter, but added up, they're annoying. Uh, this bastard. Okay, let me know. Let me know if this is an overreaction or not, because I'm gonna name drop. You know what? Tell you what. This isn't Def C. Def C didn't do this. Def C's never stayed at my house. The guy I'm talking about is not Def C. However, I will say, I told Def C this story, and he agreed that I was justified in my anger. So I want to know if you understand the anger, or the annoyance, or the disrespect. All right, so this friend, who we'll call him Z, Z stayed at my house, and we had leftovers in the fridge, right? And if you go to bed and there's full hot dogs left over in the fridge, you expect one to be there when you wake up. You know, you know, my dad wanted one. You know, it's a convenient leftover food. If you leave full of them in the fridge, you expect them to be there. Z woke up and
Actually,
because
speaking of,
yeah,
I was just gonna say, speaking of that, I'm actually kind of hungry. So after this, I'm probably gonna go heat up some food.
nice. I ate before the podcast because I was hungry and I can relate. But yeah, okay. So Z, he he woke up before anyone else, and because of a special diet Z's on, one of these diets, he ate all full of the hot dogs. There's no buns. He just ate the full hot dogs, so there was none left when we woke up. You can't just eat full hot dogs. You can't eat all the leftovers and expect it to be normal.
Um, I want to say something, but it's really
You
a
agree,
lot.
though? You agree? If your friend ate all full of the hot dogs, all the leftovers you're looking forward to in the morning, wouldn't you be angry?
Oh yeah, most definitely. But I do want to say something. You could insert this clip right here, or you can insert this audio clip. But he ate 4 hot dogs without any buns.
Yeah.
Well, again, you can insert it right here, but I guess gay or whatever.
Yeah.
Some
What a
shit.
fag. That's what you get, motherfucker. I'm gonna show him this. Next time I hang out with him, I'm gonna clip these two stories out of this podcast, and I'm gonna play it for him.
All right, I got another story, and granted, I was really young in this one, so it honestly doesn't matter. But I was staying at my cousin's house because it was years and years ago. But
Yeah.
my dad, he couldn't find like a summer camp to send me to or whatever, so he just sent me to my cousin's house all day. And I was still like a kid at the time, so we would always fight over toys, fight over breakfast. And granted, these are some great times, man. These are some nostalgic times, but we'd
Yeah.
always fight over some stupid ass thing. And I remember, and I'm wondering if it still shows today, but Nickelodeon had this thing back in the day called Noggin. You remember that?
No. I might, but the name's not familiar.
It must have been before your time, I guess. But Nickelodeon had this thing called Noggin, and again, it was really a long time ago. And they had this goodbye song. Me and him nearly threw each other across the room. Like, he was just like, "Hey, I want to watch something else." Okay, fine, we could watch it after the goodbye song. And just me and him nearly got into a fucking fist fight over this. Granted, we were like 6-year-olds, but
Is this the same, like, was this your cousin you said?
yeah.
Is this the same one as the Tech Deck one?
No, it's a different one.
Okay. Did you get in a fight?
Yeah, Me and him fought over shit many a times. Like I
I mean,
remember.
over the Nickelodeon one.
Oh yeah, no. Me and him just fought over it, and then we just stayed mad until I went home.
I love like these like all these like rules you've had with your cousins, where it's like over very specific things. Like,
Dude, I'll tell you this other story now.
all
This is
right,
when this is when YouTube first came out, right? We were stuck in the same room. There was no headphones. I was on the computer. He was on the Xbox 360. He was just like, "Hey, could
yeah.
you turn that down?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, as long as you turn the TV down." He's just like, "No, I'm not gonna turn shit down." And then we just started arguing over that. And I remember this was fucked up, but it was badass. We
What do you mean badass?
there's an Xbox 360 controller on the desk, right?
Yeah.
And when you throw this,
Oh
you're gonna
no.
throw a dent in the fucking wall.
Was this a wireless one? I'm guessing.
Yes.
Okay.
I threw an Xbox 360 controller at him and it knocked him out.
Oh, that is badass. Fuck yeah. They actually knocked him out.
Yeah, like he was out for like 3 minutes.
Oh my god, I would have thought I killed him. I would have like got the shovel and started freaking out.
But
And what do I do?
like,
What do I do? Bury him or say it was an accident?
oh, I remember this one time I shot him with a BB gun. But
Dude,
I just went over. I'm like,
you
oh
knocking
my
him
god.
out with that controller. I'm just picturing. What I'm picturing is like he's like knocked out by an epic fight scene, and then you're standing there like Indiana Jones or Crocodile Dundee, and it's like that's all. Like the blows the smoke off the hand and puts it back in.
Actually, no. Okay, so when I knocked him out, I'm like, oh my god, are you okay? And of course, I wake him up and we go back to fighting, but on the screen he was playing like Saints Row, whatever,
Yeah.
and he was in like the middle of a shooter, and the TV was on like full blast. It was on like 70 or 80. He was knocked out, and my other cousin, not the one in the tech deck story.
Yeah.
He just kept on hearing gunshots because of the game. He's just like, "What the fuck is that?" And then he sees my cousin knocked out, and we're both freaking out.
Oh, that's like bad timing.
And of course, again, he wakes up, we start fighting again, and then we just both, go to sleep angry.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. I can't like I feel like I might be on his side slightly. Just because if you think about it, if you tone down both devices, they would be at an equal level again, and the same problem would still exist of not being able to hear one over the other.
Well, I mean, we were both like kids at the time, so
Yeah, it's neither side. It's just it's a kid's thing. But either way, it was still pretty badass. Even it whether or not it was justified, the action of knocking him out is still pretty badass with the controller.
yeah. And
That cannot be taken away.
again, there's this one time
I hope that becomes like I hope in like 5 years it's like I hope that's like a meme among like the Slimecast fans where it's just like fan out of you like as a ninja knocking people out with like throwing like boomerang controllers. It's like your technique.
and there's this other story where I shot him with a BB gun. He was out for a long time, and I was actually really fucking.
What do you mean
concerned.
out? Like you shot him in the head?
No, like I shot him in the stomach.
What he got knocked out? Like he passed out from the pain?
Yeah, like he was out for like 10 fucking minutes.
It wasn't a pellet gun, right? It was a BB gun?
Yeah, it was a BB gun.
Ooh.
Yeah. Do you want to tell the story, or do you want me to tell this one?
You tell it. And I don't. I'm sure I have a bunch of more like minor gripes, so I can't really think of them right now.
All right. So again, I was sitting at his place, and in one room he was playing 360. In the living room, I was playing original Xbox.
Yeah.
And he just came in the living room. He just started fucking with me, like again, maybe this is a culture thing, but he would like snap me in the back of the neck, and I'm like, hey, stop it,
Yeah.
Again, stop it. I'll throw some punches. He'll throw some punches. We got into it, and he he's something really, really fucking deep that really fucking hurt my feelings. Like I can't even imagine now because again it takes a lot to get me pissed. But he said something that really got me fucking pissed.
Yeah.
And I remember next to the TV it was a BB gun, and I shot him, and I was just like, yeah, yeah. And then after the victory, I'm like, oh shit, he might be really injured.
Yeah. I won too much. Oh no.
I drag him to the kitchen, and I open up the fridge, and I just place some ice cubes on I just place some ice cubes on his head, and he slowly starts waking up. I'm like, hey.
At least it worked. Like you knew that strategy. Yeah, I was picturing like you're explaining it to the cops later. It's like, yeah, he was in the kitchen and he must have dropped an ice cube, slipped on it, and the tray hit his head and he got knocked out. You see all these ice cubes on him? That's like the cover story.
But yeah, it actually ended up pretty wholesome. Like he woke up and we actually talked, and we were actually wholesome for a quick second.
That's good. At least it had a good ending.
Yeah, I mean,
These are all like sitcom moments. I am picturing like the cheering music and it's like the whole conversation.
yeah, and I mean that's the thing. Like when it comes to this cousin, we haven't like we always fought, but we were always like cool with each other, and it's weird. Like we're not like that to this day. Like when I last saw him, we were just like, "What's up? What's up?" And it's weird. Like I can't imagine, have like really talking to him today. Like, oh,
Yeah.
how you been? Blah blah blah, blah blah blah, and it's just I don't know, man. It's weird talking to old cousins.
See, it's interesting. You talking about cousins. It's like it's so hard for me to relate because like I technically have a bunch of cousins, but pretty all my cousins but one, they all live on the East Coast, and I barely know them, and I probably some of them I don't even know of, and I don't really care about them, but just because I don't know them. Yeah, so it's so hard for me to relate because like the only cousin I know is a 15-year-old girl, so it's like that's the only, and I'm not gonna be fighting her obviously, so it's like that. So it's so hard for me to relate to like growing up with a bunch of cousins around because I was so like disconnected from me.
Yeah, and I
But it
guess
sounds describe some of your stories. It sounds like I got lucky not having a bunch of cousins around.
well, this is the thing. We had a bunch of good times. Well, all right, I got two more stories, and I don't know. Do you want to share a story?
Uh, hmm. And there's one it's not really connected, and it's like, well, I can relate to like the whole thing when you said he said something hurtful to you, like I've been on the other side of that. Well, there was one time where I definitely I said something that I shouldn't have, and I had a phone broken over my head, and that's the only time where it's like, yep, I deserve that. If I
Yeah.
had been shot with a BB gun, I probably would have accepted that fate too as being well deserved.
Well, I guess this is a story that's on topic. I guess it's staying at like a cousin's house or a girl cousin's house. So like it's weird. At this cousin that was on like my mom's side, I guess. And I always stayed at my cousin's house. We would always fight, throw controllers, nearly kill each other. This thing at this cousin's house, it was really chill, but it was awkward because like I had to stay in her room and I had to sleep on the floor, and it was all pink, girly, and shit.
Yeah,
The only good part was she had a PS2.
nice.
Yeah, so like she would always be watching TV in the living room, and I would always be in her room playing Pac-Man World 2.
Yeah, does she have good games or is it just like Pac-Man mode?
She had Pac-Man, Powerpuff Girls, and something else I can't
No
remember.
Grand Theft Auto.
No, just mostly kids games.
Yeah, was she the same age of you? Oh,
Yeah, she was slightly younger, but
yeah, similar enough that like you both could play video games or whatever.
yeah, and like it's weird. I don't like seeing at her house, but well, I didn't like seeing at her house, but I always had good experience. We were always, either play. Oh no, she actually had a Scooby Doo for PS2. I forgot what the name of the game was, but
Yeah.
we would always play video games, watch cartoons, draw, whatever. It was always chill at her place. I don't honestly don't know what she's doing today though.
Yeah. Well, I think it was just chill because she was a woman, and unlike when you get a bunch of guys together, testosterone and fucking pro wrestling reenactments begins. But like, so you're not gonna get into a fight with.
Yeah.
You're not gonna shoot her with a BB gun.
I guess I can name like one good story with the cousin I always had fights with. And
Yeah.
this is really bad, but on the adults end. So again, this is really inappropriate, but the whole gangbang thing, Bloods and Crips, whatever.
Yeah.
So my cousin, he was always like a fake gangster, fake blood, fake Crip or whatever, which is actually dangerous.
Yeah. It's a
But
dangerous situation.
but I remember this one time my cousin's dad, he took us out to a bodega one day and they had these bandanas. And
Yeah.
of course we were into GTA San Andreas and we were like, oh cool. And of course we bought them and we got back to the house. We would always, play gunfights. We would always carry Nerf guns, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was a cool, wholesome moment. Then we watched Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, and yeah, man, it was a chill moment. Then
Nice.
then my dad came to pick me up. He was just like, "What the fuck are you wearing?" And I'm like, "Oh, Dad, it's a bandana." He was just like, "Yeah, it's cool." He was like, "Take that shit off," and yeah, it ended awkwardly from there. But
Yeah. It's like that. If you wear a blue bandana, it's like it means different things in different areas.
yeah,
Like it's like this is the white yuppie neighborhood. You can't be wearing that.
yeah, man. Me and my cousins, we would always fight a lot, but we had some good times.
I gotta be real honest. When you began that story, I got super worried for a sec when you said, "Do you know what gangbang means?" I got real worried. I got real worried for a second on where this is gonna go. It's like, oh no.
But yeah, I guess this has been a nice, wholesome, chill podcast.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed this. This has been fun.
Although, what is gonna be awkward though, when we get our next guest on, they're just gonna be like, "Hey, can I check out the last
Yeah,
podcast?"
go to episode 8 and skip episode 9.
Yeah, he or she is not gonna like this episode. Oh man.
It's fine. You know what? It was fun enough to record.
Yeah, it's just like I imagine us, being the next Joe Rogan or something, and some SJW out there is gonna find this episode, and we're gonna be done.
We're gonna be fucking canceled. It's fine. We'll survive.
Well, I mean that's the thing. People get real sensitive about well, I guess you could leave it out, but people get real sensitive about the word faggot. So
Yeah, see, like, I defend the word faggot because I feel like it depends on the context you use it. Because, like, the word faggot doesn't mean gay. The word faggot, it describes a type of person that you know it when you see it, and it doesn't mean gay. It means something different. It's like it depends how you use it.
right, like if you use it in the Xbox 360 lobby, it's
Yeah,
okay. But if you use it in a derogatory sense, then yeah, no.
there's a lot. The best way to describe it is there's a lot of gay people who aren't faggots, and there's a lot of straight people who are faggots. The word is
Exactly.
not connected.
Right. So
It's like the word cunt to describe my manager. You know it when you see it.
so any SJWs out there, please, for the love of God, Don't cancel us. And yeah, we're just two guys recording a podcast. This is all stories that took place in the early to mid 2000s. No need to cancel us over some dumb shit that we did. Just yeah, and for the love of God, well, I feel like I'm asking for it if I'm asking them to not do it, but just yeah, just you know, have some common sense, even though common sense isn't common anymore. Just
Welcome to the Slime Cast, where we use words like faggot, the N word, and make fun of diabetes handicapped children who died.
just yeah, listen to the context and see it. Fuck it, it's about to end. But CNN, just calm down, calm down. Don't cancel us, And I know we don't agree with your agenda, Twitter. I know we don't. Just leave us alone. Well, let's record our podcast. Don't look up our mother's maiden names. Don't do any of that.
And giving them ideas.
God damn it.
And hopefully, like, this isn't like, hopefully, this video isn't being talked about as part of a YouTube video talking about the YouTuber who was killed by his cousin over his tech deck.
Well, I mean, I can imagine this, like, let's again. Hopefully, this doesn't happen. Cousin, if you're listening to this, shout out to you. But hopefully, cousin, no, hopefully the CNN people don't come to your house and ask you and your little brother a bunch of questions about what I did when we were kids, blah blah blah. Because I can just imagine that this gets real popular. They find out my cousins. Oh God, oh man, I'm giving them ideas, but they find out my cousins' names. They find out where they live. They ask them a bunch of questions. Like, oh man, I'm giving them ideas.
Well, we were. Let's quit while we're ahead.
Yeah.
All right. What? Unless you have any more stories, let's get into the conclusion and talk about what our upcoming plans. So,
Well, I plan on working on a few game reviews and the influences of Grand Theft Auto Vice City. And I know you're taking a break, but about the Slimecast, this is probably gonna be one of the last episodes. The next episode we're gonna have a guest, and that's probably gonna be it for like a month.
yeah, it'll depend how September's going for me. Then I'm gonna start prepping. Like today, I organized my workspace a bit. I'm gonna start prepping for those 20 videos and get the Slimecast clips done, and then try not to jump off a bridge at my job and kill myself.
Oh, I've been like that before. I mean, I feel like we shouldn't tell stories like this on the podcast, but I know we're going to eventually.
Oh, what's the story?
I can't get into it now.
All right, yeah, we gotta save it for another time.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Slimecast, where we talk about COVID, suicide, retarded girls, the N-word, and use the word fag.
Oh man.
My back is about to fall apart.
Yeah. So I guess we're done here. Follow me, follow Haytham Gruxton. Oh, join the Discord. We haven't gotten many new people in there.
I will put a link in the description.
Yeah, join the Discord, man. The Discord's kind of dead for right now, but fuck it, we get new people in there. We could, have a good time.
Yeah, I gotta use the Discord more. Every Discord I've joined, like my friends have made, I'm just such an old man that I never go back to Discord for a long time. I gotta start using it more.
Yeah. But all right then, I guess we're done.
All right, everyone have a good one, and I will have this episode up in the coming days.
And I will have it up probably tomorrow since I got the new iPad.
Nice. Remember, edit out your name.
Of course.
All right, sweet.
All right. See you
Have
later.
a good one.